Dream League Season 22, SUNSfan here with SyndereN. BetBoom versus SPIRIT. This is going to be a hype-ass best of 3. The Sunstrike's not going to be super powerful until much later in the game.
I think this is the kind of game where GPK could...
Guitaro.
Oh.
That is going to be first blood for Save. Some casual right clicks.
Classic Centaur techies lane. Feels like this happens every time.
That's right. The monster hasn't quite kicked in yet. Gonna have to get an IV into our vein.
Yep, this is the right lane to watch.
Yes!
But
collapse again.
He can't lane. This lane is actually unplayable.
Wow. Yeah, he did the math, so I'll trust that he could not have. Oh, blast off connects. EMP drains his mana as Laurel will take... No, he will not take it.
Oh my god,
he gets the kill on Toronto, Tokyo.
Oh my. And this is only going to get worse because Sven is going to start being able to clear Ancient stacks and whatnot.
Well, Nightfall, he wants to get a chrono off. Arrow is coming, is not going to hit. And collapse, well, he's still going to be slowed down. The Spirit Vessel being shown by GPK. Blast off is there, and collapse does take a tumble. GPK is the one that gets credit for that.
Like, that's how far ahead collapse is, so you had to bring those numbers.
Yeah, Miero getting gone on now, but there's the Moonlight Shadow. Miposhka is level 6, has the dust. Stampede gets out of range. So will live, although Miposhka continuing on as they are getting backstabbed right now. The Moonlight Shadow being used. Nice double impale from Mira. Stun comes out from Yatoro. Arrow not going to hit again, but they should have the damage.
That's big.
Great backstab from BetBoom. As Miero's going to be spotted out. Stormhammer's there. Yatoro will get some help with that lasso, but Miero has the Stampede, and Blink is about to be up again. Getting canceled, though. Nice flame break from Miposhka. Trying to finish the job. The TP attempt is not going to be there.
Crosses the 300 CS mark.
Stampede coming. Blast off as well. That is enough damage for Laurel to take a tumble again, but save coming in. Nice. Nightfall Chronosphere. Do they have the damage follow-up, though? It's still going to be enough to take out Mira in the end. Tornado's not going to hit his collapse. Going to get stunned mid-onslaught, but there's the lasso onto Nightfall. They can get this, and Spirit will be pretty happy, but they won't be able to. Deafening blast from GPK. 3 dead for Spirit as Yatoro now on the run. Sticky bomb, latches, hoof stop to follow. Miposhka can only watch on as his carry will fall. 4 dead for Spirit. And the fact that Nightfall was able to not only get initiated on Survive, but actually provide something for his team.
On Falcons, they generally, when they play with Sven carry, they give the Aegis to Malrine almost every time. Because if Skitter does die with God Strength, his second life isn't particularly valuable.
Miro with the counter initiation, trying to save Toronto. Tokyo, the cleave coming in, though. Yatoro doing a lot of damage, but Miro dies first, and now the Stampede away. BetBoom get away with murder, and they force the BKB on Yatoro. So Spirit just got to back away despite having that Aegis advantage.
Looks like Collapse is planning on one of those. You need to have some sort of way of saving heroes that get Chrono into Cataclysmed, and Aeon Disc works for the next maybe 5 to 10 minutes, and then it will start looking worse and worse.
Moonlight Shadow initiation. Cataclysm is there, but the Aeon Disc being procced, and Laurel does get off his ultimate in time. I was going to say, I'm not sure why he's going back in, because they do have Chronosphere. Is it enough damage? Yes. Laurel punished again.
Yeah.
And GPK, I mean, the fact that there was no one nearby is now mass TP's up to the top tier 2. Superman's coming for GPK as the pause comes through.
Oh, I think they might have to double leap force here.
Okay, let's see. He gets stunned up. Miero goes in for the hook stop of the BKB from Yatoro. GPK gets forced up eventually by Toronto Tokyo, who still has a leap to get away. But save is the casualty here for BetBoom. Spirit need to get more. Nightfall brought back by that flame break. The lasso applied to Miero as Yatoro forcing his way onto Nightfall, but he's going to get disarmed. Deafening blast destroying him. Absolutely no HP. He goes down to a miserable right click from the Centaur. And now Spirit have to full disengage. That deafening blast was god tier.
That's the whole point of this Sven, is to kill people very quickly, and they have just not been able to set things up. We'll see if they manage here.
Stampede initiation. They get Mira. He's down first. We'll buy back right away as Yatoro. There's a big Cataclysm coming, doing a decent amount of damage, but they find the void. And now Miero will go down the right clicks of Yatoro as well. This is exactly what Spirit needed. Now BetBoom on the run. And Roche is going to be up in 15 seconds, so I would think that they'll be able to clean that up as well, but they're not done here. Swatch not going to fully hit as Laurel continue to pursue onto Toronto Tokyo. Out of leaps though for 13. Blastoff comes in, very nicely timed, but Yatoro still packs a punch. Lots of mines going off. Yatoro's in a lot of trouble. Spirit Vessel applied right now, the Cold Snap as well. He goes down to the simple right click of the Invoker as GPK doing so much despite losing the rest of his team. That is still a very valuable kill.
Dodging absolutely every risk. And the conditions are getting easier and easier. It's a 4v5 with no
they're
Pango.
going to spot Yatoro. He gets hoof stomped. There's the Chrono onto a couple teammates, but more importantly, onto the Sven. 90 seconds on the deck. Collapse even ends up in the Chrono somehow. Walks in casually, it seems. Tornado not going to hit, though, but he's going to wrap around and find himself towards GPK's line of sight. That is the death of the Primal Beast.
Reckon he will take... what will he take?
Wow, this is a really good Chrono game. Mayero gets the initiation off. Actually, Mapochka will die.
But GPK is playing Invoker, so he can't take a Chrono talent.
He's going for Ags next. As Laurel's going to get initiated on. There's the Chrono #1. It's just a casual Sunstrike, actually.
Nullified by save.
GPK is dead from Yatoro on the sideline. As Laurel's going to buy back now as Nightfall pretty much out of mana. Kind of wants to die here with the Aegis so he can get the second one going. Going to time walk onto Yatoro, who's just trying to ignore him. Nullifier's applied to him, but he's going to use the Storm Hammer onto the Techies. Down goes save eventually, as Laurel coming in with the Rolling Thunder still had that active apparently. There's a Cataclysm finally coming out from GPK, who buys back, and Nightfall now can apply his right clicks to Sven, who's out of mana, out of steam, as Mapochka is going to be right click down. Still 4 members of Spirit available. Make it 5 as that buyback comes through in Toronto Tokyo. He's going to be completely surrounded now. And the Impale will be reflected, but it's still going to be used effectively onto Toronto Tokyo. Nightfall completely out of mana and completely surrounded, still with the Aegis, will come back. But now numbers advantage on the way of Spirit as they take everyone out. Impale immediately pulverized despite the BKB. Has the Chrono? Will Time Walk and attempt to TP out? Do they have any abilities? No.
They stacked Pulverize and Lasso.
So the Void gets out. That's a dieback onto GPK. And now Spirit onto the high ground. There's a banner. Didn't even know that existed. Good.
If Spirit hadn't layered their... if they hadn't stacked their Lasso and Pulverize on top of each other on the Void kill in the end, he would have also been out, and maybe... I think he would have probably had buyback, but...
There's a set of racks for Spirit for sure.
How are they in this game?
The initiation, they find the Void. Do they have the damage to follow it up with? Finger is there, getting really low, and yes! They get Nightfall. He has the buyback, though. They'll be able to clean up this melee racks, and GPK is up in 10 seconds, so Spirit gonna try to force out this buyback from Nightfall. There's a refresher pop from Mier, who's gonna get stunned as he attempts to run away. See if Spirit want to continue here. Get the buyback out of the collapse, but he'll wait it out. Surprised that Laurel didn't go for a basher at any point this game. That's a bit unusual. As Yatoro trying to find a connection. Nightfall. Again, no Chrono for 15 seconds unless he wants to refresh. Pops the BKB. Pretending that he has it right now, but doesn't want to use it with only 10 seconds left as Laurel does expend that Rolling Thunder again. Arrow coming out. Mira gets off the stun, but looks like he's going to fall first as the Necro Books are coming. Yatoro is going to get hexed. GPK is there. The Meatball surprise on top of him. Save. Won't be able to get the stun because of the BKB as Yatoro's still trying to run away. He's all alone right now. Gets cheaped and destroyed. Does have buyback, and he did not use his ult, so it won't be that bad of a buyback. As we have the Warhorse is here, SyndereN. He needs to consume it. It's not worth giving up any of his other items. As Nightfall is going to take a rock to the side of the head. Backdoor protection is there. Aegis is no longer there. As Collapse, he's going to get chronoed. He still has his buyback from before. But he just gives away his life, it seems.
What was the plan?
As Nightfall now is level 30.
Bait this by making him chrono, so now you can take a triple buyback fight, perhaps?
Yeah, I think they want them to think that they don't have buybacks, potentially.
It was an okay plan, but the execution was lacking.
Nightfall finishes off the tower. Mapochka in the trees. Toronto Tokyo, his arrows will not Find the target. Poshka popping the Lincolns, but he's going to get bursted down. Impale comes out, but not going to find any target. So that's 2 dead now for Spirit. But again, all buybacks up for those that are dead at the moment. And they're going to get the hoof stop up onto 2. Yatoro coming in with the God Strike. 3-shotting. Nope, they actually forced him to the other side. Nightfall able to take a lot of the damage off. As a result, gets a reverse time walk down. But he's all alone. GPK died during this engagement as well, as the Warhorse is activated to very little effect as always. Miero gets to the high ground. Laurel finding the stuns onto Toronto Tokyo. GPK actually buys back here as Yatoro still with that God Strength off, able to clean things up. Save now glimmered as Laurel trying to find some meaningful connection. Collapses, TPing on top of him as this fight continues to go on. And another dies for BetBoom, and GPK, he cannot lose his life here. Gets hit by a stray rock.
It's difficult. I think
BetBoom looks like they want to look for a fight.
despite everything that's happened, I still think BetBoom are in a good position in this game. It's just a matter of...
Stop saying that.
No, but it's a matter of can they keep it together, you know?
Well, obviously not.
All right.
Oh, they find the hacks. This is a huge kill. Laurel is going to get Chrono nullified, dead. 2 full minutes.
Well,
and they know this.
Yep, but that's bad news for BetBoom. 72 minutes into the game, they will find a great fight now.
Refresher used in the fog. Yatoro's in the tree line. Do they have vision? No. Oh, that's a huge Chrono. They actually find all 3. Not going to focus on the Sven first. They get the Batrider, who no longer has buyback. Mira is next, and Yatoro gets bashed by the Aghanim Scepter. Yules is going to keep him alive for the time being. Be forced away. That is the Aegis still intact, but Nightfall and company should be able to get this second lane Arax for free now.
Both Chronos down.
Protection. Nightfall kind of resetting a bit as he waits for this wave mid to show up. Wants to finish this once and for all. Yatoro showing up, collapsed with the pulverize. There's the cart from Miero, doing basically nothing. Nobody's inside of it at all. It's an empty cart. And the Wind Waker going to keep Collapse alive, but he's horribly surrounded. The Hoof Stomp is there, taking heavy damage as Yatoro already pretty low with that Aegis still intact though. And Collapse gets off the Shivas now, the E-Blade, but the Nullifier to counter it, and now that is the death of the Primal Beast. Basically no buybacks left for Spirit after that last one from Collapse, and Mira trying to fight this off on his own. It's not going to happen. And now it's a 5 versus 2 for BetBoom. How to throw now? Yatoro able to dodge out the arrows as the first tier 4 will fall. Eternal Collapse gonna have to come up with some magical formula here as Nightfall gonna try to initiate. Yules is gonna keep Yatoro alive, but he's nullified again. Trying to do something, but he is overwhelmed. Aegis down. Buys the Refresher, has to still bring it back to his inventory. Nullified now, the Collapse is gonna use the 4 steps to get away. Yatoro gonna have to try to fight this basically on his own, but he's getting bashed right and left by Nightfall. Yules keeping him alive a little bit longer, but finally the blast off comes to finish him off. Has the buyback, but no ult. Unless he wants to use that Refresher there, but Collapse, he's the one taking the damage now. 2 minutes, no buyback. Laurel is next, and it's just Yatoro on his own in a 1 versus 5. And this looks like it's gonna be GG's called. 74-minute game. BetBoom wins game 1.
Oh my god.
That was trippy. It will be the Lycan. And Miero has talked about how he really wants to play the Lycan. He doesn't get the chance to. And that's the hero that if he had a chance to, he would pick that more often.
By putting the Kunkka mid.
Yeah,
so
that's the beauty of the flex picks.
cleverly solving that problem. Incoming power rune,
yeah.
GPK and Toronto Tokyo will cover bottom.
Yeah, Mira gets off the Impale. It will be a damage rune, and now Mira
Is dead.
Let's see if SyndereN's right this time. X into Torrent, and first blood to GP Keck.
First blood. And here come the sharks.
So you know that. BKB was always in there. Yatoro gonna dodge one spell, but the Torrent into the Centaur Stomp. He has Infest. Takes over the Centaur now.
He took it back. Where are we going, boys? Where are we taking the Lifestealer?
Oh my god.
Where are we
Is
taking
this
him
actually
today?
happening? I mean, if he waits long enough, he'll have the Rage. TP. He's gonna get chased now as Miero pops the Shapeshift. Yatoro getting closer to the tower. Will finally pop his Rage. Now the X will bring him back into Death's arms, and Miero just chomps him down. Meanwhile, mid lane. All of this just to try to get Toronto Tokyo, but he's going to live. And now GPK.
It's good tower damage at
his tower.
least.
Tower is under attack.
But yeah, I mean, what do you do there, Shitoro? I actually think he's making the right call getting out and dying. Because otherwise you're just wasting time, right? Like, you need to respawn.
Yeah, but Toronto Tokyo, I can see Laurel. It's already really low, but the Inkswell doing so much. It's going to cost Lesh's life eventually. At least he gets a little bit of XP in the way. As Laurel finds a double kill.
Did Toronto stay in the Edict? He actually stuck around in the Edict.
Don't see that very often. And GPK trying to run down Miposhka. One more, nope. The Lotus actually keeping Miposhka alive. The Inkswell connects as well. And he'll be able to get out of dodge as a result.
And considering the average game time that we're seeing in this tournament, maybe if you're ever in doubt, just pick the farming item.
Of Collapse. Gonna use that Blink Dagger to full effect as the Finger of Death there to finish off save, but little to his knowledge, BetBoom was there already. So they're gonna clean up Collapse and Mira on top. Double kill for Miero, but Nightfall, this would be an enormous kill for Spirit, but you can see the mass TPs actually being canceled now.
These farm numbers, or this net worth.
Yep, certainly not yet, but
Miposhka will find his best friend Lycan.
is he actually just gonna die to creeps?
Yeah. Have fun. That's great playing Grim against Lycan. I love this matchup.
Oh my god, that looks miserable.
He has to buy Ghost Scepter. It's the only item you can buy.
Yeah, for sure. And then it's going to open you up to more torrents on your face.
Bottom tower is
Yeah,
under
but you got to pick your poison. I think both supports in this game should be thinking about it at least.
Laurel,
Yeah,
lasso initiation, but Collapse was there for the counter initiation save. He's going to take an arrow. GPK getting off the Torrent Storm, doing a lot of damage to Laurel, but it looks like he's going to live. The Infest keeps him alive. Extra HP to boot as GPK might have to back away.
He kind of wants to
Tokyo
use
with
the Aegis.
Spear. Nightfall coming in with the God Strength and the BKB takes out Mira quickly. The Pavis not enough. As Laurel,
Oh, God, that was close.
felt that deep in my bowels as Laurel.
Somehow Toronto closer to hitting that one than the previous one. Have their Ags on Sven after that disassembly of the Echo.
Yep, Collapse. Oh. Link in, Rebuke. Gets off the spear, finds a connection onto the Sven, Impale to follow, but not going to follow with much more as now they try to run away. Split Earth is there as Nightfall focusing on the Lion to start things out. Both supports dead, in fact, for Spirit, as now they're on the run. And Miero continuing to chase. Spear will connect, Nightfall shadowing him. BKB finally popped by Collapse, but now the focus is onto the Leshrac, and there's the arena. Just the 3 cores of Spirit. Laurel loses his life. Yatoro has the Infest, needs Mars close by. Gonna try to fight it out instead, potentially. X marks, but he gets stunned finally. Gets off the Infest, but it's on to a Wolf.
You can't find
They
him.
don't have vision, though.
Where'd he go?
dire structures.
So the getaway successful for Yatoro, but still 3 lives lost for Spirit. As Yatoro actually leading the way. They want to get initiation
Nightfall's being
onto
spotted on a
Nightfall.
ward.
There's the arena onto 2, but the quick BKB from GPK to be able to get off his Torrent Storm as a result. Lasso applied to the Torrent
my
to keep him
God!
alive. It's a little bit longer as Miposhka and Mira get deleted by Nightfall. And Yatoro able to infest inside of Laurel. Gets off a Split Earth onto 3 heroes. Look at the damage now. The Rebuke ends up killing 2 basically as a double kill for Yatoro. The only member to get away from that engagement was the Lycan. Now Lincoln's picked up for Laurel. As Nightfall and company are smoked up. Where's this wolf bite at?
GPK's movement quite telling there, actually. He should have just cleaved out that wave instantly if he wants to move with his smoke teammates.
Oh, lasso initiation. There's Nightfall. Gosh, he's
Oh,
actually
it's
back to the
really
high ground. That is
unfortunate.
very unfortunate. Now the Soulbind follows, and Nightfall's in a lot of trouble. Lycan stuck to the wall of the arena, still stuck to Nightfall himself. And just like that, it's going to be 2 dead in favor of Spirit. If they can catch up to Nightfall, that is. Impale follows him as Mira gets to the high ground. 2 dead. They just call GG straight up. Wow.
Yeah.
No buybacks for them, so Spirit would have bulldozed the towers.
Wow, okay, that... I feel like I can't say this anymore. I can't keep saying we're getting some weird games. This is just Dota now. Every game is strange in its own way.
Why not?
I mean, Elder Titan as well. There's always the ET last pick.
Or a Puck.
Choose your hero.
True.
So,
Yatoro has to rage away for the time being. As GPK, uh-oh, he's in a lot of trouble. Gets off the Electric Vortex, but the first blood still comes. We'll go to Mira. on the support Tiny, but all eyes on Nightfall. Does he change his build? Does he stick with the status quo that we have been seeing, which turns into the eventual Mega Meepo? Last time I saw him on this patch after the Disperser nerf, I'm trying to remember if they bought Disperser anyway. Not sure.
I think he did.
Did he? SyndereN gets off the
Could be
Ava
wrong though.
on the run. He's gonna get slowed up though as Nightfall.
Dire's middle tower
Blood Grenade
is under
applied,
attack.
Earthbind as well. Should be the death of Mira. GPK there for some of the... Okay, Primal Beast collapse. Coming in to try to save his teammate, but he was way too late. Just feeds away his life to GPK.
I think this move from Collapse actually makes sense because he was likely trading for the Maiden and then he could have TP'd out against the Meepo or just run away, but did not expect GPK to be down there. An unexpected rotation from the level 5 Storm ruins that play. Now he's 6.
Yeah, and he's got the Invis. Coil expended. It's just for the CM. They should be able to clean up Toronto Tokyo. But GPK gets out with the rune.
Fusel about to be completed now
Dire's
on
top tower is under
Nightfall.
attack.
Will be quite telling what he goes for after the Axe. I mean, there's no build where you don't go Axe, surely, right? Like, that's just
I
too...
doubt
too
it.
good.
Coil expended. It's going to hit several targets onto BetBoom. Stampede is there. Coil not really going to be turned into much, though, as the puck, Laurel getting really low. Phase shifts off a lot of the damage, and Miero almost finished him up, but Laurel will be finished off instead by GPK, and now Miero on the run. Fire Spirit's applied. Toronto Tokyo is there to try to save him, but the Sunray just in range to finish the job. Turns it to a 1-for-1 for now as Mira will be diving the tier 1, the Avatos into the arms of Collapse. And now this is a 4v1 scenario as the Ghoul Frenzied Yatoro shows up. Help take out the Maiden. For all that, a 1-for-2.
That was the problem Sing Sing always had on Mirana.
Oh,
actually. Yeah. The more people juke, the better. Because you're at a certain level of play, it becomes this mind game of people are anticipating your arrowing, so they're going to sidestep. And then a lot of the time, just running in a straight line is the best play.
You can't predict bad.
Yep. But is it bad then?
Exactly. It's a full circle.
Yeah.
Previous level plays could work out as BetBoom. They're going to run into Team Spirit. Damage rune onto GPK. Coil to follow, though. Hoofstomp's not going to be there because of the silence. And the Centaur will die. GPK might be next. Getting stunned up, finally zips away. The egg was placed high ground. Not quite enough damage to get the Storm Spirit. But Toronto Tokyo going to be greeted by Yatoro, who jumps out of Collapse. And now the focus is on Meepo. You can see the Sunray just decimating Nightfall, as now GPK completely out of mana. The double kill for Collapse and 4 dead overall for BetBoom. As Spirit putting their stamp on this game.
3 of their cores are monsters in late game.
Oh, GPK spotted out. Avalanche toss and destroyed. But the counter initiation is here. Mapochka's still alive. Doesn't have his egg, doesn't need it, it seems, as Miero getting chased by Collapse, showing off that newly picked up BKB. He picks him up just briefly with the Pulverizer. Now the Avalanche into the Sunray again with Yatoro coming to fruition, but you can see the Mega Meepo activated. The stun from the egg is there, though, as Nightfall surrounded. He can fling, he can throw out Earths. No, it's not gonna matter. Earthbinds don't go through the rage any longer. Toronto What was that? What was that?
A true late game hero nowadays used to be,
Are scanning.
used to not be the case, used to kind of fall off.
Tower is under attack.
Those were olden days. Toronto Tokyo inside the coil.
Freezing field.
Eventually will die.
Yeah, he did it.
All right.
But he
well
waited too long. A nice second life that he probably doesn't need unless he gives it to Laurel. Nope, he will take it for himself. Oh boy.
Trying to farm, he dies. And Spirit gonna try to use this Aegis to go high ground. As there's the Avalanche and the toss back right into the arms of Yatoro, who rips save a new one. There's the buyback though. As GPK, okay, Miero gets a nice hook stomp onto 2, but the Pulverize comes through. Sunray as well, just decimating. Yatoro has to jump out of the Mira target. Toronto Tokyo getting trampled down in the meantime. BKB already used for Collapse, so not sure if Spirit want to continue on here. Just trying to get a little bit of extra farm.
Okay, they're not defending. This tower was not worth it.
And maybe not the barracks either.
I mean, if you're just giving that tower up for free and you're not close to a key item, you're giving...
Pulverized GPK is dead, and that's no buyback. 50 seconds as Yotaro just bulldozing down. So second game in a row that BetBoom have no answer for this lifestealer, it seems. Even less so this time around. Yotaro will get the full lane of racks at 27.5 minutes. This is shaping up to be a really fast game, which doesn't really align with how this patch has felt so far in this tournament.
Sure, things just went very south very fast for BetBoom.
Are they just giving up 2 lanes completely? They are not even... Man, how dejected are they? Toss back, pulverize. That's the death of Miero.
And
I mean, normally if a team's going to give up racks in this fashion, they could just call it GG, but...
Or at least, at the very least, they don't die around the map at the same time.
Yeah,
now they're losing racks and, of course, nice freezing field not used there.
Wow.
So
This is...
it was the crystal clone. Spirit just kind of broke them in the draft,
Miero
it feels
shows himself for a brief moment, but now gets tossed out of the coil into destruction. 2 dead for BetBoom as they approach for eventual megas.
like. Is this game going to end without BetBoom taking a team fight
It
for
might.
a single barrack?
Legitimately might, as a Midas is purchased by Toronto Tokyo. Are they trolling? I don't understand.
He's just laughing, okay?
All right, well, at least their
belts of
spirits are
strength.
high. I mean, again, for this, BetBoom still is going to remain in second place right now, as Mega Creeps will eventually come.
There's the
And
team fight.
Yep, there it is, and Meepo's getting destroyed. Gets the Mega Meepo off, though. Earthbind onto several heroes, and GGs are called. What the fuck was this game? What? Was this a game of Dota? I don't understand what I just watched. What did we just witness? All right.
Meltdown.mp4.
Good.
I think this was... Collapse just looked to his right. He was like, why didn't they defend any lane? They just... Naposhka's like, is life even real?
Toronto Tokyo ends with a Midas and 3 belts of strength.